This is a story about a place called Lindisfarne, an island off the coast of Britain. It's also a story about hope, despair, faith, doubt, humanity, monstrosity, love and loss. It's all here in this place. In 2002, during the initial outbreak of the rage virus, a young boy named Jimmy flees from his house in the Scottish Highlands after being attacked by his rage-infected family. He takes shelter in a nearby church where he finds his father, the local vicar, praying. Believing the outbreak to be the Day of Judgment, the vicar interprets the virus as a harbinger of the end times. He gives Jimmy a crucifix necklace and urges him to flee before allowing himself to be overtaken by the infected, enabling Jimmy to escape. Fast forward 28 years after the second outbreak. The rage virus has been eradicated in continental Europe and the British Isles remain under indefinite quarantine. A self-contained community of survivors lives in a village on Lindisfarne, an island connected to the mainland by a heavily fortified tidal causeway. Among the residents are Jamie, a scavenger, his wife, Isla, who suffers from an unexplained illness, and their 12-year-old son, Spike. Jamie takes Spike to the mainland to hunt, an essential part of a coming-of-age ritual. Seeing them off, a group of villagers ensure that Spike acknowledges the inherent peril in leaving the safety of the island. They stress that no missions to rescue those who leave are launched and hint at the strict protocols necessary to preserve the safety of the settlement. On the mainland, they encounter and kill several infected and witness a large herd of deer. Upon entering an abandoned cottage, the two find an infected branded with the name of Jimmy. They encounter a pack of infected, led by an alpha, a mutated variant of the infected who are stronger and more intelligent. Returning to the dilapidated cottage to evade the infected, they observe boats maintaining the quarantine at sea and see a distant fire on the mainland. A stampeding deer herd triggers the partial collapse of the cottage and Jamie and Spike return to Lindisfarne across the partially inundated causeway, narrowly escaping the alpha. Back on the island, there is a raucous celebration. However, Spike witnesses his father kissing Rosie, a fellow villager, and learns that the fire was lit by Dr. Ian Kelson, a reclusive survivor whom the villagers fear. According to rumors, Kelson has been seen burning bodies in what appears to be a ritualistic fashion. Disillusioned with his father, Spike secretly returns to the mainland with his mother, hoping Kelson can provide treatment. While resting for the night in a church, Isla kills an infected in a dissociative state. Meanwhile, a Swedish NATO soldier, Erik Sundqvist, and his unit are forced ashore after their patrol boat sinks. Overwhelmed by infected, including an alpha, Erik escapes as the sole survivor. He soon encounters Spike and Isla and rescues them from another pack of infected and decides to help them search for Kelson. The trio eventually finds a pregnant infected woman who is temporarily exhibiting semi-docile behavior. Isla helps the woman give birth to an uninfected infant and Erik kills the mother afterwards. As he prepares to kill the child, an alpha intervenes and decapitates him. The alpha chases Spike and Isla until Kelson appears and subdues it with a morphine-laced blow dart. He leads them to his sanctuary, which is a temple constructed from the sterilized bones of the dead bodies, which he describes as his memento mori. He cleans and adds Erik's skull to the temple. After examining Isla, Kelson deduces that she has terminal cancer. At her request, he incapacitates Spike and euthanizes her with another morphine dart. He presents her cleaned skull to the entranced Spike, who climbs to the top of the temple and places it there as a memorial. After another confrontation with the alpha, Spike and Kelson manage to escape and Kelson encourages Spike to return home. Spike returns to Lindisfarne alone and leaves the infant whom he names Isla at the village gate. He includes a note addressed to Jamie, explaining the child's origins and stating that he will return when ready. Realizing Spike has gone into the mainland alone, Jamie attempts to go after him, but is blocked by the rising tide. And so 28 days later, while evading a group of infected on the mainland, Spike is rescued by a gang styled after Jimmy Savile, whose leader is revealed to be an adult Jimmy wearing the upside-down crucifix his father gave him during the initial outbreak. And thus the story ends. The ending may leave you with a sense of unease or ambiguity, but it also serves as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable circumstances. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.